what it takes to plan and what it takes to manage a senior's finances. We as a firm dealing in elder law work with seniors and families, and we see the chaos that arises when a senior suddenly loses capacity, when they lose their ability to manage, and when they have expenses that they have maybe not prepared totally for, long-term care, home health care, other expenses. And our first speaker is Peter Gordon. Peter is president of New York Financial Organizers. He is a certified daily money manager. And if you've never heard of a daily money manager, you will today. And Peter manages finances, helps triage costs, medical bills, builds budgets. And Peter, if you want to join me on camera, I'm going to hand it over to you right now. Good morning. And let us know what a daily money manager does and how your job assists in the family's goal of making sure that the finances are in order and that everything is being handled properly. So take it away.
I'm happy to do that. Thank you, Lou, and welcome to everybody. So my name is Peter Gordon. I'm the president of New York Financial Organizers. And as Lou said, we're daily money managers. Now, what is a daily money manager, you might ask? Well, you probably know what a geriatric care manager is. And what we like to say is geriatric care managers do the pills and daily money managers do the bills. So what we do is deliver essential financial services to different categories of people. Certainly most of our clients are seniors or older adults. We also work with people with disabilities, busy professionals, and high net worth individuals. And some daily money managers also work with small businesses. About myself, so I've had an interesting career. It's actually my third career. First was on Wall Street, mainly in the back office, trying to find my way around in the 80s. I eventually earned an MBA in finance and started working in marketing. And then I got the entrepreneurial bug, and I actually started a graphic design firm. About 12 years ago, my father became ill, and I chipped in and started managing his financial affairs. And this led me to managing my mom's financial affairs as well. And I became really interested in the world of senior services. So I decided to investigate it, became a certified senior advisor, and now I'm a certified daily money manager. I'm a member of the American Association of Daily Money Managers, as well as a past president of their New York chapter. And I'm also a co-leader of a wonderful group called the Orion Resource Group, where I'm a co-leader of the Manhattan chapter. The way we work with our clients is we're part of a trusted advisory team, and it changes from client to client. And you know, one of the things I love about what I do is that there's a great deal of diversity in the work we do. But pretty much our clients are, while the clients are the elderly, it's often coordinated by a family member. And then we work with elder law attorneys, financial advisors, home health care agencies, geriatric care managers, maybe doctors and nurses, a host of others. And sometimes, in addition, we're called on to act as a fiduciary, where we could be a power of attorney, maybe a trustee, or executor of a will. So I'd like to review the backbone of our process, and that is utilizing Quicken, where we download checking and credit card transactions. And we do this virtually. So we don't have to be with the client. It's done, you know, online in the cloud. And what's been wonderful about that is that over the last few months, we haven't had any disruptions in our business because of the virus. We've been able to work virtually, and going forward, we'll be instituting new changes with our clients to have them available to access Zoom and possibly send us documents as well. We're very concerned about security, and we use programs such as LastPass, Dropbox, password protected Excel files. I also have some clients use EverSafe, which is a program, a wonderful app you'll be hearing about in the next panel with Liz Lowy talking about it, that provides information about all the transactions clients have in their credit cards, checking accounts, as well as credit reports. So one of the things we also do is we prepare and review monthly income and expense reports and provide that to our clients. And in addition, we do financial snapshots. And I thought that a great way to illustrate all this would be to do a case study. So I have a wonderful client, Harriet, who is, she lives on Long Island. She's a 93-year-old retired teacher. She happens to have a long-term care policy. She owns a condo, and she's also in need of 24-hour health care, and she has an aide. Her big issue is that she's on a fixed income, and her long-term care benefit is being depleted. And it's going to run out in a few months from now. So she's also been running a deficit because of that. And here's a little excerpt of an income and expense report that we run. And you can see that her total income is about $3,400. Now that's before her long-term care reimbursement. And her monthly expenses are about $5,400, leading her to a deficit of $2,000 a month. And because we do this, and because we're able to have a monthly review of her income and expenses, we're able to come up with a plan to try to make up for this deficit. And one thing we also do for our clients is provide a financial snapshot of their assets and their liabilities, and then their net worth. So we get all this information online for the checking and savings accounts and the credit cards. We also work with our clients' statements directly, from their investment accounts. And then we do an approximation of the value of their home if they own one. So in this case, as you can see, the largest asset was the condo, and that's where we were going to as far as the solving this problem. So the solution involved the first step of the solution involved consulting with an Eldercare attorney, and we also coordinated with a mortgage banker, excuse me, much like Frank Melia, who'll be speaking later in this presentation. Now, unfortunately, the condo itself doesn't allow a reverse mortgage, but we were able to get, it doesn't allow a reverse mortgage, which is a wonderful tool, but we were able to get a first mortgage. And after we closed on the mortgage, we put that the money into an account which was used by a trusted family member. And this enabled Harriet to be eligible for community Medicaid. In addition, we worked with an attorney so that the condo itself was in an irrevocable trust to further protect her legacy. We realized that because Harriet is depleting her long-term care, that we're going to need another solution to pay for her home health care aides. And we're in the process of applying for community Medicaid and also the CDPAP program, which is a consumer-directed personal assistance program. And this is all done in conjunction with the group of trusted advisors that I mentioned in the beginning. So in conclusion, it's obviously critical to plan ahead. If you can, long-term care insurance is a wonderful vehicle, and that will be spoken about in this on this panel as well. And so that would involve years of planning ahead. But in addition to that, once our clients are starting to see some cognitive difficulties in paying their bills, and and having some memory issues, it's really important for them to reach out for help. And when they come to us, then we help them track their income and expenses. We help them monitor their assets and liabilities, and hopefully, provide the solutions they need to live the lives they want to live as they go on and towards the end of their life. So I look forward to having any questions at the end of those 4 presentations, and I turn it back to you, Lou.
Well, Peter, stay with me for just a minute, because I was a caregiver for my mom who had Alzheimer's, and I remember what it was like when we really first realized she had dementia, walked into the house and started collecting papers and bills that were overdue and things that were just completely out of control. She had subscribed to about 20 magazines thinking she was going to win the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes, and was getting Popular Mechanics. My dad had passed away. You are really a resource for the caregivers in addition to the people. And just talk a little bit about the case. We share a case where you have remote children. You have kids all over the world, and you have mom in New York City in her apartment. How do you get involved, and how do you interface with the children?
That's a great question. And what we do in that particular case where we share the client, we were originally brought in by the geriatric care manager. And what happened was there was a home health care aide who wrote a check to themselves, and resulted in fraud. And it really quite literally freaked out the client, and she didn't know how to handle it. So we were brought in at that point. We do our best to contact the children. It doesn't always happen that way. In this case with our client, her son is wonderful and is very involved. And so he's in California, and we stay in touch with him by giving these reports. And the first step is to come in and really go through all the paperwork. It is usually a stack of bills and mail, and review that together. We're not there to take control. We're there to be a partner with our clients. And depending on their abilities, we work very closely with them. And then have regular conversations as the client's children might want, because unfortunately it's not always that way. And then there are times where we'll be working as power of attorney when there is no family. And the most important part for this is to have that team of trusted advisors that we can all communicate with. And from my experience, there is no one go-to profession. It might be the attorney, it might be the daily money manager, it might be the geriatric care manager. But from my experience, once we form that team and the communication is there, things go very well.
Thank you, Peter. Again.